So, Central Intelligence.
Central Intelligence. This movie's irrelevant. What's going on, movie lovers? Welcome to Apocalypse Movies, and this is one of our very first video movie reviews, and I guess we're starting with Central Intelligence. As you can see, great movie to start our video reviews with, right?
Yeah, not really.
Not so much. Anyways, from that you could probably tell that we were not huge fans of this movie, but regardless, we're going to review it. We can't just review the good ones, so let's go ahead and jump into it. We're going to talk some positives, we're going to talk some negatives, and then we're going to give it an overall score out of 10, just as usual. This is Gio Ramos, by the way. You might know him from the podcast, the Movie News Podcast, the host of Rumor Central, and for new watchers and listeners out there, welcome. Gio, so what did you like about Central Intelligence? First, give just your brief overview of the film, and then go into some specifics on what you liked.
Yeah, I was excited about this this duo, Kevin Hart, Dwayne Johnson, coming together doing a comedy. Dwayne Johnson, if you follow him on Instagram, he's been promoting the shit out of this movie, and so I came into it with some high hopes. I wanted to see Dwayne. I think Dwayne Johnson's a very funny guy. He has comedic timing. He can pull off jokes really well. Kevin Hart, he's usually up to his usual thing. You know, he shouts a lot. You know, he yells, short jokes, all that kind of stuff. So I went into this expecting to have a good, fun time, lots of jokes, lots of funny moments, and I got a good amount of that, I'll say.
Would you say that as far as Kevin Hart duos, this one had the most potential?
Yes.
Yeah, and it kind of, the moment, there's good moments, but as far as adding up to a good movie, it didn't necessarily do that, but there's good, funny moments.
Yeah, there is. The strongest points are Dwayne Johnson and Kevin Hart. Their chemistry together. Anytime the two are on screen together, it's all fun. It's all fun and games. But then when Kevin Hart is by himself, he's trying too hard. You know, I don't know. It's just, I feel like his shtick.
We're talking positives, Gio.
Oh, I'm trying to stay positive. Dwayne.
I know there's not that many with this movie.
Yeah.
No, all right. For me, I do buy that they have good comedic chemistry. Mm-hmm. I do buy that, and you could tell that from the trailers. That doesn't translate into a good movie, but it does translate into good scenes. Good YouTube clips, I think, what they could possibly be. But so their chemistry when they are on screen together is really good. You can sense that they're having a good time, and you can sense that they believe in what they're doing, and they're enjoying themselves.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good positives, and I think you get a good, you know, this movie can put you into a good mood if you're going there just to watch it and you're not analyzing it as a film and you just want to laugh. I think it does that pretty dang well. And I do appreciate the effort for them to tell a somewhat heartfelt story underneath the comedy and the spy aspects. There's kind of a message that they're trying to send, and they're trying to make it a heart-filled, you know, comedy action film. And even though it didn't necessarily hit, I appreciate the effort, and I did take that away from it once the movie was all over.
Yeah, you had Dwayne Johnson play someone who gets bullied, and
see, the message behind everything was a positive for me.
Yeah. I mean, but you want more of that.
Oh, definitely.
But there's not enough. You don't give a shit about the plot or the story. Dwayne Johnson's a CIA guy.
All right. With that being said, let's move into some negatives.
Well, okay.
Go ahead. Continue.
All right, so Dwayne Johnson and Kevin Hart, they're funny. You know, at first, you know, the two come together and you're like, oh, this is funny. Yeah, these guys work great together. And after a while, it keeps going, and then you're just like, okay. And
it's very slapstick comedy.
Yeah, it's kind of that. Oh, okay, all right. I see what you're going for there, but for the most part, I found myself like, you know, just looking at the screen, you know, smiling here and there, but not really laughing like I wanted.
Yeah, you know, I noticed I didn't really hear you laugh that much in the movie at all.
No,
I had a few good chuckles.
Yeah, there were like
stupid stuff makes me laugh, but I didn't hear you laugh that much. It's a good point.
It's just, I don't know. And this is the second Kevin Hart comedy in a row where it's done that for me. The first one being Get Hard with him and Will Ferrell.
Horrible.
Wasn't really that good. And this one, I had high hopes. Dwayne Johnson was great. You know, he did a really good job. And Kevin Hart, his funny moments is when he's playing off of Dwayne Johnson. You know, so that really worked for me. But I mean, the story about him, you know, being a CIA guy and not knowing whether or not to believe him, I didn't care about it. I don't know.
Yeah, it kind of gets very tiring after a while.
Yeah.
For me, look, I love Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I think he's one of the most charismatic dudes on the planet. But I felt like he was overdoing it in this movie. Mm-hmm. Honestly, he was way too over the top. He was trying to... I think he does have comedic chops. I've seen that before. Mm-hmm. But I think he was going way too over the top in this movie. And he was kind of overacting comedically, I felt. That was one of my major negatives for me. And they tried to mess with your mind and try, is the movie going this way? Is the movie going this way? Is the movie going this way? And I just didn't care. I just wanted to see, the heartfelt story that they introduced in the beginning, but they never followed through with it and capitalized at the end. That's what I cared about, and it didn't follow through, and it didn't end up being a good story or plot by the end of the movie. Something that they set up pretty nicely at the beginning of the film that I really enjoyed up until like halfway through. All right, well, you got our positives, you got our negatives. Like all our movie reviews, we give every movie a score out of 10. So Gio, 1 or 2 sentences summing up the movie with a score out of 10.
The jokes are shit, most of them, but Dwayne Johnson and Kevin Hart make it funny, and they do the best that they can. So I'm gonna go 5.5 out of 10.
Yeah, I actually think that casual movie-going audiences will enjoy this movie because they're not going into it like we do, analyzing it as a film while trying to enjoy a fun action comedy. So I do think that casual movie fans are going to enjoy it. A lot of the people in the crowd were laughing. But for me, it just did not live up to what I thought it could have been. I thought this could have been one of the best comedies of the year.
That's what I was hoping.
These two in it. So that leaves me with a 5 out of 10. Central Intelligence gets a 5 out of 10 from me. All right, well, that's going to do it for our Central Intelligence non-spoilers review. Gio Ramos, let them know where they can find you online.
You guys can find me on Twitter at GioRamos24 and check out apocalypsemovies.com. And this is great. I had fun coming live straight from my room.
Yeah, from Sacramento, California, Gio's room. You can find me, Jacob Bartley, on Twitter at Jacob Bartley _ on Instagram at Jacob Ryan Bartley, and on this Apocalypse Movies YouTube channel. Please subscribe, hit that like button. We really appreciate it, and comment in the comment section. Let us know if you've seen Central Intelligence, what you thought of the film. If you haven't seen it, are you excited to see it? And let us know what you thought of our review. Give us any pointers. We really appreciate it. And until next time, you all take care.